evolve as well, but still you can share those values and you can see them be impregnated by the new people as well. So it's like a system of acculturation, if you like.
Okay. Well, yeah, I feel that it's really a pity that we don't have a blackboard so that we could draw and kind of make a brainstorming. But the link which Jess shared and Prima of their Faytopia place, those who are in France, in Burgundy at least, right, Anaël, you should really keep it in mind to visit. And even those who are further, it's incredible place. And maybe also for those people who are interested in new concepts of cities, that would be great. And as soon as you also have a website, feel free to share it with us.
Yes.
And we should, I think, move to the next one presentation because we have to continue. But thanks again, Jess, for and Prima for finding the time in the tight schedule also. And feel free to share your screen, Sara, with us if you need to.
Hello. So, Faytopia. Yes, I definitely think that the Berlin City Lab wants to be a place like that and makes all Berlin into Faytopia. And and I think I definitely should have a research trip to get more inspired. I really like it.
Yeah.
Okay, I try now to share my monitor and push the button to make it a bit larger. Now it should be on your screen. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope everything is all right with the screen. And yes, I want to talk about one topic that we try to achieve at City Lab Berlin. We want to make prototyping accessible for everyone. That is very often a challenge because, innovation very often involves technical skills that are very boring for most of the people. I'm an engineer and I love these topics a lot. I try to push it more into the middle of society from very outside. Some words about the City Lab of Berlin. We are situated not in a castle, but in a very huge building in the former airport of Tempelhof, but we have just a very small space there. This is this, and that is the way it looks when there's no Corona time. Lots of different people come there and visit us.
I think that I don't see the slides changing, or they are not changing.
They are changing. Okay.
No, we see only the first slide. So,
the first slide?
Yes.
Okay.
So you should.
And now it's the second slide. Maybe it's the I go away from the presentation. Is it better now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then it's not presentation mode. It looks a bit more ugly, but I hope it's okay. We will manage. Okay, now, okay.
On the top right, if you click on format, then it will remove the sidebar and it will be bigger.
And this one here?
On the right, you have formats.
Yes.
It removes and it will be bigger.
Yes. Thank you. That's already a bit better. Okay, let's try this now. Okay, then next, this is just the image of our little city lab in Berlin. And yes, just a few words about our goals. We just want to support more cooperation between the administration of the city and the civil society. And we do that we try to support participation in innovative processes, and we do a lot of prototyping and experiments with administration of the city and the civil society. And yes, this sometimes brings more problems, but it helps us all to learn a lot. we try to be inclusive, agile, and open for everyone, and so everyone can participate. And we have some co-working spaces there, and we try to be as supportive as we can. We have we have 5 people that work there, and we have a lot of space, and we have a lot of partners in universities and administration, and so we try to kind of we like a project a lot to help this child to grow somehow. And the focus of my work is what tools do we need to be part of building a future city, because I think it's a bit sad that when I was at university, lots of the engineers were men, and there are not so many engineers at all on the world, but a lot of technical things. So I'm always thinking about what are the basic skills that people need to be part of innovation. And I think it should not be too much, because then you are really bored out. But it's like the basics about sensors and microcontrollers and light and motors. They are actually fun. And so we have lots of workshops at City Lab Berlin. For example, the summer school, where I met Luba, and it was a very crazy thing, because it was 1 week, and we tried to work outside on the Tempelhofer Feld, on the field, because there was a lot of space, and so we worked 8 hours outside, and some of the talks were online. So this was that, and then we do workshops with children. Here on the picture we see the future way to school, and they showed us their way to school and helped, and they kind of helped us to see what is difficult on that way. For example, some angry dogs, or some there are not enough lights or not enough stoplights, and they modulated their future way to school. And then we have this thing that we do once a month, called offene Werkstatt. So everyone can come there with their ideas, and we try to build their community that is comes from all parts of Berlin, and building things together to solve problems of the city. For example, today in half an hour there starts one of these workshops online about carbon dioxide signal system to open to get fresh air. Yes, and there's a small community in Berlin that likes to build things like that, and they meet and talk about the hardware. Yeah, we use open source hardware and software, and I'm still always looking on the perfect open source hardware device that is fun to use and helps everyone to prototype. Maybe some of you know Arduino or Raspberry Pi, but they are still a bit tricky for beginners, so you always need some workshops to help. What I really like about prototyping workshops, to see that there are 3 favorite fields that people like to think about when they want to improve their city. And it's the first one is mobility. They always do some prototypes about their bikes. Here we see one of the participants who is building a generator to charge his phone on the bike, and he's the one that is actually doing this game with cargo bikes, because he has this community that is renting out cargo bikes for free. And he just started last year with Internet of Things devices, and now he's already advanced, because he always comes to City Lab and is part of these workshops. So he is now so skilled that it's a bit scary already. And And yes, then there's this problems about stealing a bike. So everyone wants to build a GPS tracker. So we did that, and it's already a bit advanced because you need to transfer data into the internet, and this is for beginners always a bit tricky. But if you can like transfer data, then you are already like the hero of prototyping. Then it's going the right direction. And then another bike-related thing is a stoplight that recognizes you when you come and you are a bike driver, and it helps the car to see in the dark that it should wait a bit before it turns left, and not because there's a car coming and there's like this the whole pavement is a light until the bike is going away. Yeah, and this project was a lot of fun. And they used tiny machine learning, and it was very good to see the way they had no technical background at the beginning, but at the end they were perfect. Yes, then there's the second favorite field, it's counting. Actually, lots of people want to know how many things are there, like bikes or cars or people in a restaurant. So a lot of prototyping is going on in this field, and of course there are lots of privacy issues. So it's then good ideas needed, and it was a lot of fun to do prototypes like this. Here we see one prototype that will be part of the Tempelhofer field to count the people that are on this field, to do better decisions, what kind of things could go on there. And then, yes, the third field is gardening. We had like lots of people that are worried about the trees in Berlin. They are always very dry and sad. And so there's this project of City Lab. The name is Gieß den Kiez, where it's like a game where you can like have a can go to a map and say, oh, this is the tree of my street, it's my tree now, and I will do the watering. And so, but that was just like the beginning. There was some prototyping about the sensors behind it, and to make it like real time visible how much water the tree needs. And okay, here we have the really classic of prototyping. Everyone that has flowers at home and is not at home all the time wants an automatic water system, and it's almost always the first project that people want to do for their homes. Yes, and here it's some more advanced for very dark homes that we have here in Berlin. In Berlin, it's right now the sky is black now. I don't know how it is with you, if you still have some sunshine, but here it's 4:30, it's dark. And so people need want to have lights. Yes, and this is the indoor gardening is a very important topic. Okay, but sorry? Okay, I just go on very fast. Yes, and at the moment the problem is we don't have the opportunity to do prototyping workshops in the lab, so we do them online, and we do like packages and send them to people, and do with them basic prototyping workshops. And last weekend we had a very fun workshop, and the outcome of ideas and projects that the people built were just so much fun. And yeah, we kind of try now to give them help to do the next steps. And yeah, we have some projects that support citizen, like we help them to, we have kind of a hardware library where you can get the basic sensors and do experiments at home. And then we have an IoT hub where you can put your data for free, and we looked at the platform will go on, and it's like a database for the community. And we do lots of community support for the networks behind. We have Freifunk. I don't know if you know about that. That are people feel that building internet infrastructure for everyone free to use, and like they're actually very important in Berlin. Yes, and my question is always, what should a perfect prototyping device look like? Because yes, I think prototyping is very important, but it should not be like you sit 1 week and try to find out how your microcontroller works so that you can go on with it. That should be like easier, and this is my goal, to find that device. Yes, now I was very fast, I hope. And yeah, I I really hope that yes, I can one day see all of you in person, because I'm very inspired by all of your projects, and I will definitely write to all of you. Yes, and if you have questions, now is the time.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
I'm wondering how you choosing what is the audiences you reach out. How do you find these people, and how do you decide who you to invite for this prototyping sessions? And do you get any advice from the city, or what are your communication methods, etc.?
Yes, this is a very good question, and that's why I really liked the project of One Giant Lab, because yes, it's so very important question. Yes, we have like lots of contacts to the city administration. So we always ask them first, do you know in what areas of the city people could be interested? And then we directly ask them. We have lots of university researchers that have students that are not related to technology, but for example, to gardening. So it's a perfect mix to do project with them. But then, of course, on the field behind our airport field, there are lots of civil projects where people need help with all kind of things, because it's this huge lab actually, and they come with their ideas. Yes, and the bike topic, it's they came to us because they were there before City Lab existed, and it was just a perfect match. So now we have this lots of bike prototyping things. Yes, but it's always we want to reach out for people that have problems in the city, and we want to help to develop their solutions. And so it's a lot of community work, and sometimes it's a bit hard because the communication with the people is so sometimes challenging, because they are on so different levels. And it's fun, yes, but sometimes a lot of work.
Maybe later we can help you somehow to, I don't know, to reach more people if you have a bigger project. I mean, with open source, maybe, I don't know, if you need more international experts or something, we can help you spread the word.
Sounds great.
And these projects, for example, sorry.
One Berlin-related question. There is this exhibition in Tempelhof now, this airport. There is a big exhibition about the city, how the city and how it's gonna, what is the city and how it's gonna live in the future. And I was wondering if you tried to take any part in it, or did you take part in it? And,
yeah, that was a lot of fun, because we are founded by the government of Berlin, and this exhibition is founded by the government of Germany. So these are two completely not talking to each other separate islands. And it was a lot of fun to find out that they do the exhibition in our neighborhood and not even know that we are there. But now we are kind of close friends.
Politics.
Yes.
Yes, actually, this is quite an interesting exhibition, and now because of COVID, they have a lot of things going on online. They were lucky to have it offline for a bit, because Berlin was easier with COVID here a month ago, and then they closed, and now they have a lot online. Maybe it would be interesting for somebody.
Yeah, if you can share the link, Anastasia, it would be good to virtually visit Berlin from
yeah,
here.
I gonna see that now. Here we go.
Wow. And actually also is the same question for you, Sarah, if you can share the links in the chat, or we can share them also later in the recording to the either the links which you mentioned in the presentation, so that we could actually look at them more in the presentation.
Of course.
That would be helpful. And yeah, we're a bit out of schedule, but it's because I was actually managing. I didn't want to cut the conversation, so I just suggest that we have like really 2 minutes break, and then we are back freshly to more